Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us today. As we let our attendees kind of stroll in, let Zoom settle, I'm going to walk through a couple of reminders for our attendees before we introduce our first presenter. So for our attendees, how do you ask questions? You can use the Q&A button on your screen at any time to type your questions to our presenters. Feel free to type at any time. You don't need to wait until the end, and our presenters here will be happy to answer those for you. A reminder that your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists here are not able to see or hear you. That being said, the only way that you can contact them is using that Q&A feature, so feel free to use it. A reminder to sign up for more sessions. There are 2 hours after this, so go back to strivescan.com/New Jersey to register for some more sessions. And another reminder that this session and all sessions today are being recorded and will be made available at that same website, strivescan.com/New Jersey, in a few business days. So without any further ado, I'm going to pass it over to our first presenters from Eckerd College.
Alrighty, thanks so much. Let me go ahead and share my screen and I will get started. Alrighty, let's get the timer going. All right, well, hi everyone. My name is Dylan Cassidy. I'm an assistant director of admissions here at Eckerd College. Now I've got 6 minutes, so I'm going to talk today about what makes Eckerd unique, and I might go relatively quick. So Eckerd College, we're located on the Gulf Coast of Florida, right here in St. Petersburg. We are about 30 minutes from the Tampa International Airport, so it is doable for students coming from out of state. Now, with that being said, if you are traveling from out of state, you would not be the only one. About 80% of our students do come from outside of the state of Florida. As of recently, I believe we represent 49 states and 41 countries, and most of our students do live on campus here at Eckerd. We guarantee housing for all 4 years, and on average, our students travel more than 1,000 miles away from home to attend Eckerd College. Now, what makes Eckerd unique? One aspect about us is that we are on a 4-1-4 academic calendar. So what that means is you take 4 classes in the fall, you take 1 class during winter term, which other schools may call J term or January term, and then 4 classes in the spring. Now, we offer this because during winter term, it's a really popular time for students to either do hands-on research during that month of January, or students will take this opportunity to study abroad. Now, of course, in the past year, students have not been able to study abroad, but we are looking forward to students being able to hopefully study abroad again in winter term 2022. Now, with that being said, during your first year at Eckerd College, we understand it can be a little bit intimidating to move 1,000+ miles away from home, which is why we offer something we call autumn term. So during your first year, autumn term, your academic calendar is actually 1-4-4, which means that short-term class takes place during the month of August. So move-in day is usually, this year it's August 13th. I joke that it should actually be called hot term, not autumn term, because we're located here in Florida, and yes, it's hot out. But during this time, we offer academic coursework, we offer campus activities, faculty mentoring, and community service. This is our way of helping you acclimate to college. Most people who come to Eckerd likely don't know a single person when they get here, so it does take a very adventurous person to travel all the way to St. Pete, Florida. And so this is our way of helping you figure out time management in a college setting. We have events almost every single evening during autumn term, and there are no upperclassmen on campus during this time, so it sort of takes away that fear of intimidation from upperclassmen. During this time, you also receive mentoring from one of our faculty mentors who will help you pick your 4-year plan for academics. Now, speaking of academics, here is a list of our 40 to 50 or so different majors and minors. What I like about Eckerd is that all students who come to Eckerd actually start out as undecided students. You do not have to declare a major before entering Eckerd College, although many students apply here with a certain type of major, and we will place you in hands-on classes related to your major as early as your first year. We wait a little bit for you to declare your major. Some popular majors are marine science, environmental studies, animal studies. We have a really awesome international business or international relations and global affairs program, just to name a few, but all of these programs are really strong and I'd be happy to answer additional questions about those. Now, something about our campus life. Yes, we are located on the Gulf, and yes, we do have our own beach on campus. I'm sorry to rub it in to everyone who might be cold up there in New Jersey, but yeah, this is our campus. This is one of the reasons why many students will live on campus for all 4 years, because we have a number of campus activities that take place during this time. We are also a pet-friendly campus, so you can bring your dog or cat with you, with certain limitations. Of course, they have to be house trained under 40 pounds. But we take a really unique and progressive approach to our housing policies, such as pet friendly, gender neutral, and all female residence halls. We also have one of the country's most comprehensive waterfront programs. Now, I know what you're thinking. You might see this and think, oh, this is a great place to sit in the sun for 4 years and take out a kayak. And while yes, you can do that on the weekends, we actually also use these for academic opportunities as well. I've known professors to take some classes out into the local mangroves and get samples from out in the water and bring them back into the classroom. So we take full advantage of the environment around our campus for our students. And being a small school with only about 1,900 students total, our average class size is about 20 students. So you're going to get to know your professors on a personal level, whether you like it or not. They're going to know you on a first name basis. If you're interested in applying, we are on the Common Application. We look at your official high school transcript. We are test optional for students looking to apply next year. And if you submit your application before November 15th, it'll be considered an early action application. After November 15th, it is considered rolling admission. We do not offer early decision. My last slide, Eckerd College is one of the 40 colleges that change lives. They highlight 40 colleges that just do it a little bit different. And I really like this quote because while we seem like the perfect spot for an easy college career, 4 years marked by the sun, surf, and sand, if you're looking for a vacation, you should enroll elsewhere. We take a very hands-on approach to our academics. So if you're looking for a comprehensive liberal arts program, Eckerd could be the right fit for you. But if you want to read more information, check out Eckerd College's chapter in the CTCL book. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And next, we will hear from the University of Arizona.
All right, thank you so much, Matt, and thank you, Dylan. Keeping with that warm weather trend, we're going to jump down to Tucson, Arizona now to talk a little bit more about the University of Arizona. My name is Joe Elliott. I'm the Associate Director of our National Recruitment Team. I'm regionally based in New Jersey, so like all of us here in Jersey, it is nice and chilly. In Tucson, it's about 75 degrees today. Average temperature in Tucson is typically going to be in the mid 70s during the winter time. So a lot of folks from our area typically make their way out to Tucson. Where is Tucson? It's in the southern part of Arizona. So we're about 1 hour north of the US-Mexican border, about 2 hours south of Phoenix. Looking at this map, this kind of gives you a pretty strong representation of where our students are coming from. So Jersey definitely rounds out that top 10, but a lot of our students are going to come from the West Coast and the Midwest. We are represented by all 50 states in the United States and about 144 different countries from out the world. So we have a pretty diverse population overall. Thinking about being a big school, we do have about 36,000 undergraduate students, so we are relatively large. But our faculty to student ratio, it's about 15-1. And then 70% of all the classes at the University of Arizona have less than 30 kids. So average classes are typically going to be 20 to 29 students. So we do a really good job of making it feel a little bit smaller than it actually is. So let's get to know Tucson a little bit better. So this is the tallest point in southern Arizona. It's Mount Lemmon. It's about 6,500 feet above sea level. Here is where you can actually find snow in the wintertime. It's also where you can find cooler weather during the summertime. So middle of August, it's 110 degrees in downtown Tucson. Up here at Mount Lemmon, it's about 65 degrees. This is also nice because it's cooler and it's also about an hour away. So off in the distance of this picture, you can see downtown Tucson. And a lot of folks typically gravitate to this area because of that cooler weather. They also come here to go skiing, and they also just like it because there's plenty of outdoor activities at Lemmon to take advantage of. When you're thinking about Tucson itself, we're actually a world city of gastronomy. So this is a designation that was given to us by the United Nations, which means we have some of the most unique food offerings in the entire country. We actually have 23 miles of Mexican food, and Tucson is very well known as a food destination. Hopping over to our campus, we're about 1 square mile. So everything and anything you need as a student, you're gonna find on one property. You can see from this picture, Tucson is extremely flat, so it's easy to walk around. Again, 320 days of sunshine, average temperature in the mid 70s during the year. So it's a very easy way to kind of move around throughout our campus community. The best way to visualize what 1 square mile is, or what our campus actually looks like, is to imagine yourself looking down at your coffee table. That coffee table represents everything that the university has on its campus. So recreation facilities, hospital, library, banks, restaurants. We have about 43 in total on our campus, all the academics, all the housing, everything and anything you need, you would be able to find on our 1 square mile campus. In terms of activities, we have over 250 degrees through 20 different colleges, and I'm sorry if some of this is getting cut off. But on the left, you have a degree search. So you can search all of our 250 degrees. So let's say you're interested in biology. You can quickly go to our degree search, type in biology, and then explore every single class a biology major would take. You can also explore all of the minors that are associated with that specific program. A lot of our students enjoy the fact that these 20 colleges offer unique opportunities to do double majors. It's about 50% of our students are going to get involved in some sort of double major program while at the University of Arizona. Graduating with a skill set is a big thing for us at Arizona. So we're the only member of the Association of American Universities in the state of Arizona. This is a pretty elite club of about 65 private and public colleges throughout North America. So Princeton, Harvard, Yale, the University of Arizona all make up membership into AAU. As a tier 1 research facility, we do about $687 million worth of research a year, which is more than any other school in the state of Arizona and ranks us in the top 20 worldwide in terms of research generated. Graduating with a skill set is allowing us the opportunity to engage with you throughout all 4 years to make sure that you're real world ready when you leave Arizona. We support students through a variety of academic support systems, all housed within our Office of Student Engagement and Career Development. We have a SALT Center at the University of Arizona that's well known for its attention to students with learning differences or attention challenges. We have an outstanding CAP Psych Services program that works with students with mental health issues. And then our Life Lab really kind of rounds everything out to really help ensure that you are going to be ready to tackle that job once you leave the University of Arizona. We have 23 dorms on campus. Big thing, we don't require any of our students live on campus. So thinking about first-year students coming from out of state, it's about 90% of our out-of-state students will live on campus for at least 1 year. If you're interested in living on campus, with those 23 options, they vary in shape and size. Some are singles, doubles, triples, some are suite style, some are large with 1,000 students, some are small with 100 students. We really do have a little bit of everything in terms of housing opportunities for students. Overall, it's about 20% of our students will live on campus at least 1 year at the University of Arizona, but we strongly encourage out-of-state students definitely should take us up on living on campus, especially in the first year. Students who live on campus for at least 1 year at the University of Arizona have a higher graduation rate after 4 years. They also have higher GPAs by almost an entire grade level. We also have over
Sorry, Joe, we do need to move on to the next institution.
Okay.
And with that, I would like to welcome our next presenter from Cedar Crest College.
Let me just share my screen with everybody. Okay. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Lauren Mann. I'm an admissions counselor at Cedar Crest College. Cedar Crest College is an all-women's school. It's a private liberal arts college. We're located in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We were founded in 1867, about 1,500 undergraduate students. So we are a very small school. With that small school atmosphere becomes those one-on-one connections with faculty and staff. We have a 9-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. Our average class size is 17, and in some of our lab sciences for those actual experiential lab courses, we have about only 9 students in those classes. We have 40% diversity on our campus, 40 plus majors, 30 plus minors. Lots of go-getters on our campus. Lots of our students are double majoring or majoring and double minoring in something. So here's an outline of all of our academic majors. The ones highlighted in yellow are our most popular. So art therapy, criminal justice, education at all levels, forensic science, psychology, and nursing are our most popular, but we do have a total of 40 majors. And this is our list of academic minors. A lot of our students will pair an academic minor that goes along with their major supporting their studies, or if it's just something else that you're passionate about, you can also minor in that as well. We have a 4-year guarantee at Cedar Crest, guaranteeing that our students do graduate in 4 years. This is promising you that you will, complete all the required coursework in those 4 years. Because our students are working so closely with the faculty and staff, we're making this guarantee. And if for some reason the students do not finish all their coursework within the 4 years, the college actually will pay for the additional coursework outside 4 years. So in Allentown, there's a little map here. This is called the LVAC system. So it's something that Cedar Crest is a part of. It connects us and the 5 other colleges in the Lehigh Valley region. So there is us, Muhlenberg, Moravian, Lehigh, Lafayette, and DeSales. We all kind of work in a consortium, and we work together as offering our students opportunities for other courses, as well as clubs and activities at those campuses just for tuition exchange. We are Division III athletics, so we have basketball, cross country, track and field, field hockey, lacrosse, soccer, softball, swimming and diving, tennis and volleyball. A great thing about Division III athletics is that our students are students first and athletes second. Your athletic team is, allowing you to pursue your passion, as well as being supported by another group on campus while you're maintaining a student first and doing well academically. We have over 50 clubs and organizations on our campus, allowing our students to get involved in other areas, maybe related to your major or not at all related to your major, just something that you're passionate about or a hobby. We have lots of great opportunities for our students, and being involved in clubs allows you to meet other Cedar Crest students that are like you, that are completely different from you, and kind of branching out and diversifying your connections. Something very unique to Cedar Crest is we have a guaranteed study abroad experience. This occurs during the student's sophomore year. It's often referred to as the sophomore year expedition. It is a 100% paid for study abroad opportunity for 7 to 10 days over spring break for our sophomore students. It is a surprise, so each year during your freshman orientation, you find out where you'll be going over your spring break during your sophomore year, and kind of over the next year and a half, you'll plan for that trip. You get to go with your entire class. Like I said, all expenses paid for. The group this year, the trip was moved to August so that we can hopefully send them to Costa Rica, and then the following year the students will be going to Morocco. These are some images of students who have gone to places before. London and Greece were 2 of the really popular previous trips, and the class of 2020 was one of the first trips to go when they were sophomores. We guarantee student employment on our campus. So whether you qualify for federal work study or not, you can absolutely have a job on Cedar Crest campus, whether that's a leadership position like being an RA, a resident advisor, or being an ambassador, meaning you give tours of campus, or you could, work in the library, work in the fitness center, anything like that. We offer paid positions for all of our students that want them. This is an outline of our scholarships for our first year students. So every single student that is accepted gets at least a $17,000 scholarship. For our top achieving, high performing students, they're looking at more of the presidential scholarship for that $22,000 a year, as well as automatically being enrolled into our honors program. Something unique to Cedar Crest is called the STAR program. This allows our students who have at least a 3.25 GPA in high school to have the rate of their state university be the rate that they pay to attend Cedar Crest. So if you're comparing it to Rutgers for our New Jersey students, the Rutgers tuition rate is a little over $15,000. So that would be your tuition rate at Cedar Crest. Cedar Crest's original tuition is around $42,000. So taking that from $42,000 all the way down to only $15,000 is a huge price jump. It's making our small private liberal arts college a very affordable option. And it's, putting it kind of on the same playing field as the public university. So the application process, we're still accepting applications for the class of 2021. And for our students that are underclassmen, the application process does begin in August. So you can start applying August 1st. We take the common application, or you can apply through Cedar Crest website, whichever is best for you. It's free on both platforms, so it makes no difference to us. We are test optional. If you choose to submit your scores, that's entirely up to you. We will consider them if you do submit them, but it's not required to be considered for merit scholarships or anything like that. We also require a personal essay or graded paper, 1 letter of recommendation, but you can submit up to 3, and your high school transcript. And then this is my contact information if anyone would like additional information about the college. Thank you so much.
Great, thanks so much. We will now move on to our next school, which is Central Penn College.
Thank you very much, everybody. Everybody's presentations are phenomenal. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Jaime Ramos, and I am a high school outreach coordinator at Central Penn College. We're located in Pennsylvania, specifically 10 minutes away from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So if you guys are familiar with capital area, we're about 10 minutes from Harrisburg. And Central Penn is a small private school with around 1,100 students. Something that is our key when it comes to the thing that makes us stand out is us being a career-focused educational institution. Our goal is to have you ready to go for work, whether you're doing a 2-year program, a 4-year program, or possibly one of our new certificate programs, which I will talk all about in a few minutes. And this is a good example of everything that we are when it comes to Central Penn College. We have about 6 varsity athletic teams between men and women. Again, 1,100 students, numerous ways to get involved with 20 different clubs. And a good way to understand who we are is the breakdown on the bottom far right, when it comes to 34% of students being associates, 63% of students being bachelors, and 3% being master's students. So we have a very good mix, a very good blend of the cultural environment that we have when it comes to students that are trying to earn their degrees. On to our next part. Again, Central Penn College, career-focused educational institution. Our goal from day one, whether a student has an idea of what they want to do, they have no idea, or they know for sure, is to help you land that job. Help you land that job as soon as you are ready to graduate. And that is something we take a lot of pride in. Around 90.6% of our students, by the time they graduate, end up getting the job in the field that they study, which is something we're really proud about at Central Penn. So not only are they getting the degree, but they're then working in the field that they studied, which is the long-term goal at the end of the day for us. Something new that we're doing is our certificate programs. Certificate programs have been very big for us recently. We're helping students who know what they want to do in a specific field, and rather than having to do it for 2 years or 4 years, they can get their certificate program in as little as 3 months to more than 9 months. So this depends on what you're looking for specifically when it comes to how quickly you want to get your degree. Associate's degrees are becoming a lot more popular for us now. One of our most popular associate's degrees, 2 to be specific, are our occupational therapy assistant program and physical therapy assistant program. So those are 2 programs that are becoming very popular for us at Central Penn. And also paralegal. We're a huge school for students who are thinking of going into legal studies or the legal kind of field and network. So that is something that is very popular for us as well. Bachelor's degrees offer numerous bachelor's degrees, of course, and our 3 most popular, business administration is number 1. That's about, I'd say, 30% of the students that go to our college. Health science is number 2, and then our legal studies is number 3. We just did a new 2+3 partnership with Widener University School of Law. So if you're interested in possibly going into law or becoming a lawyer, you could do your first 2 years at Central Penn College doing general law studies, and then right after that, those 2 years, you can go straight into Widener Law, automatic acceptance, which is a phenomenal program that we're happy to have done recently. So we are big on our health science programs, business programs, and our law programs. How we do our term breakdown is through 11-week terms and 2 weeks breaks. So rather than the typical fall semester and spring semester, how we do it is you have an 11-week term, either in the fall, winter, spring, or summer, and then you have a 2-week break in between. So you'll be in classes essentially throughout the year, which will get nice 2-week breaks in between. And it's just a really nice way to always be consistently going to class, but also at the same time, if you want to get your degree quicker, you can do that as well. So rather than doing a degree in 4 years, you can get it in 3 years as a bachelor's, rather than associates in 2 years, maybe in 15 months. And a certificate program, however long the program is designed to be, you can get it a lot quicker, which is something we're really proud of to talk about as well. One thing that we really love as well is our student to faculty ratio, 15-1. And you get to know your professor, the professor gets to know you, and the professors really go out of their way. That's one thing our students always talk about when they get back to us as alumni, that, oh, I was so grateful for my professor, always made sure I was on top of everything. And we really pride ourselves in that as well. So having a small student to faculty ratio, teachers and professors who know that have been in the field. We also require a program as an internship program. We want you to have that experience. And that's what really helps at the end of the day when it comes to landing that job that we're hoping you get, rather than just getting a great grades. Experience will be important as well. So that is something we strive for. And then online education is something that we pride ourselves in as well. Really quick about student housing. We offer that in individual dorms, individual suites. So that's something that we have as well. We have a very large population of our student that lives on campus, and the campus community is phenomenal when it comes to being involved and students knowing everybody. So definitely look into our housing as well. Also wanted to throw out there that we have an open house, virtual to be specific, tomorrow, and you can easily register for that by going on our website at centralpenn.edu, going to our events tab, so you can check that out. It'll be a great open house, and you'll get to meet all the counselors. Very simple application process. You would go online at centralpenn.edu. Very simple 4 steps. Go to the apply section, 500-word essay, submit your transcripts, and then, of course, campus interview. And I will wrap that up and hope to see you guys possibly considering Central Penn College.
All right, thank you so much. Our next presenter is from Chatham University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cassidy Atterbury-Leahy, and I'm an undergraduate admissions counselor at Chatham University. I wanted to begin with showing our welcome to campus. This gives you a really beautiful overview of what our campus looks like. So you can see, our labyrinth in the front, our science complex, and it's definitely a green campus for being right in the center of the city. So Pittsburgh, it's the 26th largest city in the US. It's one of the most livable cities. And in my own opinion, I think it's a really young city to be a part of. Our campus is located in Shadyside, which is a really beautiful part of Pittsburgh to live in, and we're kind of tucked away. So you have the viewpoint of downtown. You are really close to, let's say, Oakland, where University of Pittsburgh is located, and yet you drive onto our campus and it feels very rural. It feels like you might be in the middle of nowhere, but in reality, you are in the middle of essentially everything. Some other notes about Pittsburgh: we're home of the Pirates, the Penguins, and the Steelers, if you're not familiar. And from Jersey, we're about 6 hours, either down 80 or essentially on the turnpike. So not too bad of a drive if you listen to lots of podcasts. We have our Shadyside campus, like I said, extremely green. We're considered an arboretum. These are all our plants, as you can see. And because we're an arboretum, you'll constantly see new things in bloom all through the 4 seasons. We also have our Eden Hall campus. That is our School of Sustainability. Rachel Carson, who was a pioneer for environmental science and studies, and wrote several really influential books, was a graduate and was an alum. So we've kind of taken her values into consideration and created our School of Sustainability. Those majors and minors include food studies and sustainable sources of energy, and it's very exciting. Shadyside campus, to your left, has been around for over 150 years, and as you can tell, it looks very, very large, which is interesting to be in a city. Normally, city campuses are built up where we're built out. So we have over 2,300 Chatham students. We have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So your class sizes might only be 6 or 10 or 15. We only have 2 large lecture halls on campus, which is pretty much unheard of if you're going to a school in a city. Normally you have hundreds and hundreds of students. So we have a really personal approach to education, and that's something we stand for and something we're really proud of. We include the undergrad and grad because we do have grad level courses, although we have 2 doctorate level courses in both physical therapy and occupational therapy. Right now we have about 1,200 undergrad and about 1,100 grad. Some of those students, though, with our integrated degrees are technically grad students just during their senior year of undergrad, which is very interesting. We have over 40 majors and over 27 integrated degrees. Some of our new majors and minors is going to be neuroscience, food studies, music technology, and music business. Recent additions is going to be our immersive media, which every single student gets a VR headset. So if you're interested in the virtual realm, that's something that you would maybe want to ask questions about. Applied data science analytics, management information systems, and then we also have our fully online program, our RN to BSN as well. Time for the best part, integrated degrees. So these are our 3+2s. You begin as an undergrad and you actually apply to the grad level portion as you would apply to the undergrad. This allows you to kind of escape that, oh my gosh, where am I going to go for my grad degree or even your doctorate level degree if you plan to do occupational therapy or physical therapy. Some of our really popular degrees are going to be our Physician's Assistant Studies program, our MBA, as well as our Master of Sustainability. So this gives you a clear focus of where you're going to go from the start of your education to the finish. And it kind of, I don't know, it excels you that much quicker, since instead of a 6-year program, we are that 5-year program, or instead of the 8-year program, we're that 6-year program. So it's definitely a time saver and a money saver. Every single student does receive a $1,200 study abroad voucher. We do have a global focus. Unfortunately, this year was Cyprus, but no one has been able to go anywhere. Last year was Morocco. Next year will be Thailand. And over 40% of our students will travel. It's normally when you're talking to our students, it's not, oh, are you studying abroad? It's where have you gone? Because it's just so frequent. In the past, our students have studied interior architecture in Costa Rica. They have done food studies in Italy, sustainability in Brazil, and hopefully we're going to have some new opportunities coming up. Creative writing, I know, goes to Mongolia every year, and we're hoping to dive into Thailand next year. Thank you so much for giving me this time, and I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing some of you here in the next coming months.
Right. Thank you so much for those presentations from our panelists. We do have a little bit of time left here in our session, so we have some opportunity to ask our panelists some questions and maybe get their feedback a little bit about their schools, but also about college search in general, since most of our attendees are probably juniors and below. So I'll invite all of our panelists to pop on that camera. We'll go in that same order that we started. And my first question to the group, we'll all answer that same question, is what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? So I'll go ahead and start with Eckerd College for that one.
Oh, that is a loaded question. What I usually tell students is, this sounds really generic, but I really try and emphasize going with the right fit. And you'll often know what the right fit is with your gut. It's your first instinct. It's the school that's on your mind, that you can't stop talking about, that you can't stop telling your friends about. That is the right school for you. So yeah, my best advice is to follow your gut, do as much research as you can, and follow your heart.
All right, and Arizona.
I would agree. I think it's, sometimes it comes down to what you're feeling inside. But this is the perfect time to just do research and learn as much as you possibly can about every single college and university, and reach out often. We're offering a tremendous amount of virtual opportunities for everybody to engage with academic advisors, colleges, recruitment specialists, students. So just ask questions and learn what it's like to be a student at that university or college.
And Cedar Crest College.
I agree with just like what Joe said about, really reaching out. Us as counselors, we're all here to support you. We want to make sure that it's the right fit for you. We want to be able to, answer your questions and concerns, provide you with tours of campus. So kind of having an open mind and being willing to communicate with us even throughout all the virtual burnout is really important.
That is very true. And Central Penn College.
Yes, Lauren actually just mentioned touring. I'm a firm believer of the idea of trying to get a tour on campus. I remember back for me, I've toured a campus and I was like, that's the one. So sometimes it's different when you see it on paper and online. And of course, this year it's been very difficult, but with you guys being juniors and looking into next year, if you can tour a campus, that's my best advice because you'll really get an idea and a feel then.
And Chatham University.
I would say to be flexible. A lot of students come in and they think, I want to do this. And I think that also causes some anxiety for students who are like, I don't know what to do. And that's totally okay to be undeclared and to explore your interests. You might take a class that you end up absolutely loving your first semester. So to be flexible, I think is really important for that college application and admissions process.
Okay, and I have just one more question for the group. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus? So maybe something that's a little unique or something that students look forward to yearly, and hopefully in a very normal year too. Think about those good things. All right, so we'll start with Eckerd College again.
I'm thinking of two traditions that relate to our graduation ceremony. So I mentioned before we are a pet-friendly campus. We actually hold a pet commencement, a pet graduation at the end of 4 years where students who graduate can graduate with their pets. So we hold a separate graduation for them. Students get really crafty with it. They'll get graduation caps. Last year, a student had a graduation cap for his turtle, another one for his snake. Quite unique. So that's a really fun tradition we have here at Eckerd.
And Arizona.
So just outside of campus is Sentinel Mountain, where there is a giant A made out of a rock formation. And tradition is that first year students will march through Tucson with buckets of white paint and paint the A, which is kind of something that everybody can see in Tucson. And it's something that dates back about 75 years, which is a really fun tradition in Arizona.
Right, Cedar Crest College.
So during the first year student orientation, all the students are revealed where they'll be going for their sophomore expedition, which is that free study abroad trip during spring break of sophomore year. So it's really cool to see everybody's face light up with the total surprise of, oh my gosh, we're going here, we're going abroad, we're going to this really cool place. So it's really fun to, see how excited the students are about that trip.
And Central Penn College.
Yes, Club Wars is my favorite tradition on campus. So being a smaller campus, our clubs take a lot of pride in what they do and the clubs that they are. So we'll have about all 20 clubs assign 5 people to essentially have this marathon competition. And then whoever wins gets what we call the spirit stick. So it's basically a year of pride and bragging. And that's big on our campus. So Club Wars, that's our big thing here.
Cool. And Chatham University.
This isn't necessarily a formal tradition, but we have a huge hill called Chapel Hill. And whenever it snows, our students will set up hay bales so they don't go into the road, and they will sled. And every now and again, you'll actually see our dean and his wife sledding too. And it is just so funny to see all of our students come out like ants and sled down this big, huge hill.
Excellent. All right. Well, students, we are starting to come to the end of our time together. I just want to share with you a couple of things as you enter or exit out of the webinar. It will ask you to answer a quick 4-question survey. We really appreciate that feedback. as we develop different programming in the future. Also, please know that there are more sessions this evening, so check that out if you're interested in hearing from other institutions and doing all of that fun research and gathering of info that we recommend. And this session was recorded and it will be available at strivescan.com/New Jersey. So I want to thank all of our panelists and students for being here this evening, and have a good night, everyone. Thanks so much. Bye.
Thank you.